represent. But I cannot claim to be the first local resident of Wirral South to become involved in Labour politics. In 1932, a Mr. Wilson, an industrial chemist, on being made redundant from his job in Huddersfield, moved to Spittal in my constituency. His son joined the local grammar school and became its head boy. Young Harold was clearly made for leadership roles, and while he went on to represent constituencies over the water in Huyton and Ormskirk, Wirral has never forgotten him. Wirral is a geographically wonderful place, especially the southern part that I represent. From the banks of the Mersey overlooking the Liverpool skyline to the banks of the Dee, from where you can see the heights of Snowdonia, we Wirralians for our good fortune to reside in one of the most visually stunning parts of Britain. But Mr. Deputy Speaker, it's our people, our culture and our heritage that truly makes us. We are an internationally minded and cultured people in Wirral South. We are the traditional home of Unilever, and many of my constituents work for nearby Vauxhall Motors and Airbus, as well as other international companies in manufacturing and other sectors. Companies that trade on the European and world stage and that worked with the Labour government and trade unions to carry British industry through difficult times over the past year. Britain's role in leading Europe over the past decade has been of benefit to Wirral and North West England, and I trust that all members of the new government will be able to maintain our influence. For us Merseysiders, I believe our culture and heritage is at the heart of who we are. According to Impacts 08, the report on Liverpool's European Capital of Culture Year, we are more likely to go to a museum or gallery than others in the UK. And I like to think this is not much of a surprise when my constituency boasts the treasures of the Lady Lever Art Gallery in the Victorian model village of Port Sunlight and a wealth of community organisations dedicated to involving people in music, dance and drama. I myself am the granddaughter of local songwriter and folk singer Pete McGovern, and grew up spending many hours in the Philharmonic Hall in Liverpool, wrapped in its peerless acoustic. As such, I would like to say a few more words, if time permits me, about culture. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the passion for culture is especially strong in young people in my constituency, and I cannot imagine that there could be more talented young people in any other constituency. Local schools use children's creative talents on the stage to build their confidence, and in the recent election I was lucky enough to visit several schools to see their performances. This has a really positive effect on the rest of education, and like many other constituencies, mine has seen schools make great strides in educational achievement, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and we should not forget how far very able head teachers have led us in the past 13 years. We also recognise culture as a driver of economic growth. For example, the recent increased promotion of culture in Merseyside has resulted in the North West being seen as a better place to do business. I know that the same is true from other places in the UK, from Folkestone up to Newcastle. And at a time when we run the risk of sliding back into recession, this is surely a lesson that